Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Tom Rayleigh. Our scenario is entitled Homecoming. It was written by Thomas McKeon, who is also our game master. This is episode 15. I will be doing the recap as Clifton Hawk Private Eye. And so, without further delay, let's continue our journey into the darkness. Human beings are restricted by their five senses, and we have a tendency to forget that we cannot see, smell, hear, taste, or touch everything in existence. There are things that are invisible, undetectable, unless they choose to reveal themselves. This creates a sizable problem for people such as William and me. Even amongst our own, when we meet others like us, we're compelled to be skeptical. Not everyone is special, but everyone wants to be. And because of that, everyone lies. They present themselves as unique and worthy of attention when in fact, they are not. This has been the purpose of the Arcane Society from the beginning, to uncover the phonies and catalog the truly special and dangerous. But in my opinion, there's nothing more dangerous than people who think themselves so important as to jeopardize those around them for the sake of personal glory. I would like to have trusted the three members of the New York branch, but in my opinion, they are dangerously neglectful of their responsibilities as guardians of forbidden things. With the financial collapse, they have dwindled almost to nothing, and now they're threatened with eviction from a building that they can no longer afford. I can understand their attachment to the place, but they should be more concerned with the protection of whatever artifacts that they have under their care. I felt it necessary to contact the mother house in Arkham and was told that they would handle it, but I have to admit, I'm losing confidence. Considering some of the near disasters in the last few years, I think it perfectly reasonable to consider the idea of forming some sort of government agency similar to the British Secret Service, with trained operatives to deal with parapsychological incursions. Perhaps at some point I could approach Governor Roosevelt about that. Today, we found ourselves following up a lead by this Jules fellow. We went to an antiques dealer in Jersey City, Forgotten Treasures, and we inquired about some mysterious man. The dealer gave us a card with no visible inscription. It took a genius like Bamboni to figure it out. I guess it's our intention now to meet this man next to a war statue of General McClellan on the east side of the East River sometime around 11 p.m. What a fucking job I have. Anyways, after the antique shop, we hit the Hall of Records in search of a connection between Atlantic Sea Partners and Silver Star. Boy, oh boy, did we make a connection. Turns out Atlantic was just formed last month by George Fulton, the same guy who formed Silver Star, and the same guy who fixed the sewers for free of charge. Looks like it's going to be a busy week.
All right. Just for clarification's sake, before we begin, the players managed to solve my stamp puzzle, as we'll call it, after the game, and that was Ken and Mick. So I'll go ahead and ask Mick to tell everybody what the puzzle solution was.
I can't remember.
You can't remember. So
I'm sorry, Thomas. I'm really sorry.
Can Ken remember?
Going to rewatch last week's game, but I got caught up in a really heavy Red Alert 2 session.
At least you're honest. What about Ken? Can Ken remember? He can remember maybe, but he's muted. So we'll never know.
I know we were looking at what statue it was on the river bank. I think Mick was working out the name of the, was it the Cardinal or
That's right. It was the Williams. Was it the Williamsboro Bridge?
It was the Williamsburg Bridge, so it wasn't a statue. But you guys thought it was a statue.
And because of the three goats reference, that was a reference to the Billy Goat's gruff.
Yeah.
And the troll. So
under the
like
bridge.
the troll, he'll be under the bridge on the east side at 11 p.m.
Yes, 11 p.m. underneath the Williamsburg Bridge. This man will be there.
And there was a date with that too. Was that important too? May 5th?
That was the Battle of Williamsburg as solved by Mick.
Williamsburg. Okay. That's where we got the bridge.
Yeah, that's where you got the bridge. Okay, so with that out of the way, with that little clarification, because you guys, you've solved my bridge puzzle, we're going to start with you guys on the record hall steps. So the protest is still going on, but like I said last episode, no one's really doing anything to you. They're just shouting at the cops. So what would you guys like to do? What would you like to do? I'm gonna leave this up to you guys.
Good job on figuring out what we're supposed to do later. But why are we going to go and meet this mysterious dark person under the bridge?
Really don't know.
Does no one remember any of the events of last episode?
I think that was due because the Arcane Society guy was recommending that we visit him in order to find out where Tally went.
Guy Jules. So this will be a fun little recap for, I guess, the whole group, who kind of was so collectively tired that they have complete amnesia of the events of last episode.
It's a real look. In my defense, it's a classic strategy game.
Yeah.
And I've just got a wireless mouse. And I got carried away.
It's okay. I've been playing a lot of.
I may have spent a day playing Metalhead.
So Guy Jules believes that Tally was abducted by the same people that got Timothy. He believes that is this unknown cult that he's been following. Because he believes that, he has only one lead, which is they have to be getting their artifacts or whatever from someone. He believes it is an unknown broker. Thus, you follow the trail.
I see. So we want to speak to this mysterious black card man to see if he knows anything about the missing
girl, the cult, whoever has abducted Tally and has also abducted Timothy, because that's Guy's working theory, and your guys' working theory is that he's with Tally.
Hawk, you could you could probably find a buyer for that book I found in the house.
Oh,
through this fellow. I mean, we could make some money. Times are hard,
It's an interesting idea, but I think the book needs to go someplace safe.
Well, if you're sure.
I think it could cause far more damage if it fell into the wrong hands.
We've got 10 grand to make up anyway.
Besides, it would make, it seems like every time we get a big chunk of change, William burns it in his sleep when nobody's looking.
Well, we could sell the book and buy a big asbestos-lined bag to keep the money in.
It's not a bad idea.
Or a fire safe.
So what time is it?
If I remember correctly, it's around noon. It's not very late in the day.
The other lead that I had a note of, I don't know about you guys, but the Atlantic Sea Partners office was Lake Wench. That was our main office.
The main office was
Sorry.
Lake Lynch, and then there was another office listing, 444 Madison Avenue, Suite 1811. That's in New York City.
What
Okay.
does the Atlantic Sea Partners do? Sounds like shipping.
Yeah, that's literally what the listing says, is shipping. That's what Henry wrote down.
That makes sense, though.
Can we find out like shipping from where to where? Ports, imports.
And all that Henry got from the file was shipping, and he left the file behind.
Hmm. Do they have yellow pages yet?
We have talked about that. Yes, they do have yellow pages. I mean, you could always have your listing removed from the yellow pages, but they do have yellow pages.
We could also call them on the phone and say, I saw your listing as a shipper. I need to ship something. How big are you able to ship? Or, and they'll say, oh no, we don't ship that kind of stuff. We only ship blah, blah, blah. We got an answer.
Henry, what was that?
It's nothing. It wasn't important.
Oh.
I was just going to verify that, I think the white and yellow pages was a product that existed late 1800s.
Yeah. We've had this conversation many, many times with many, many Google searches.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, given what we found out lately, I'm wondering if, I know he seems like a philanthropist, but if he's a shipping magnate and he's been investing in the sewers, I wonder if that was some way of snatching up some dockside property. Because dockside property that's worth its weight in gold. If you've got the rights to build another dock or even just renovate an old warehouse, you've got the ships to bring stuff in, you can make a fortune.
I think I questioned you about that, Thomas, last time, in that this property I don't think is very close to the water. It's
in the center of Harlem. It's nowhere near the water.
Yeah.
The docks are also South Manhattan. That's where the expensive anchorages are. And Red Hook.
This Fulton fellow, he paid for the renovation of the sewers, yes?
Yep.
Did he have any say-so in their layout and design? Were they just cleaned or something from the previous ones, or were they expanded and enlarged? And
from the article that was shown to Tommy and William, he basically he literally ripped out streets and then rebuilt entire sections. So yeah, he'd have a say in building sewers and the layout of the Staten Island sewer. But once again, that's Staten Island. It's a borough. It's not Manhattan. It's not the main island.
I remember this rich businessman was the guy following Tally as well at the house.
If you wanted to hide something underground and you had the kind of money that you could just throw away or throw at whatever problem you wanted, does it seem to you like that might be a way to do it, that you could have it built while you were reconstructing the sewers and then have it all somehow feed together?
What would you hide underground that would necessitate building a sewer like that? I mean, something that you
another thing
a
is
big box in a warehouse or something.
There could have been something buried underneath before.
You keep saying that, but what would have been there?
Well, I really don't know. I'm just throwing out.
We are parapsychological investigators. What if?
I don't. You know what? Might sound surprising, but I think I'm in agreement with Fowler with this.
You think there was something there they were trying to get at?
Yeah, these people are trying to get. We know that these people are trying to get a particular property, and if it's not the house itself, it might be something beneath the house, and the best way to get to that house or what's beneath it is through the sewers. Why not?
I agree. I mean, what if it's something as simple as like minerals or gold or silver or copper?
Or yeah,
Or maybe some strange artifact that might have been buried here before houses and sewage systems have been built. Who knows?
All right. Well, I think that that's all very likely, very possible. My alternative idea is that they built themselves a temple to their evil god beneath the city in the process, and that's what they've done. Or they're smuggling stuff in. They've enlarged the sewers so they can bring boats in from the sewers and smuggle stuff.
or
Worth trying to. So this is a big citywide project that's going to require workers.
Well,
Is it worth? Is it worth trying to? Like I know we're dealing with corrupt city governments and stuff like that, but I'm wondering if it's worth trying to talk to like some workers who actually have been down there and building it. And I'm wondering if they're like, oh, we've got stories of we saw such and such down there, but like rather than all this guessing what it could be, if there's somebody that we could talk to directly to say, yeah, I was down there, I saw this or I saw nothing.
That's brilliant.
You're my hero, Tommy.
Well, I don't know how to do it though. That's the hard part. I don't know how.
Similarly, we could look into the history of the property they're trying to buy.
Well,
Yep.
that's what I wanted to do at City Hall, but we didn't find anything there. I'm wondering if we can go to the library and see if we can find something of that sort at the library.
Maybe a local historical society or something.
Right.
So you do, Henry, have the key to Low Memorial. You have free access.
So I can do my research there, and not everyone has to come. You know, research is particularly, I guess, boring to the layman, I guess. But you guys can follow up on some other leads while I do that.
Do the construction workers have a union? Do unions exist?
I don't know if construction unions exist, but unions exist. I'm sure that there would be like a construction guild, just a union for construction workers. I assume that.
Oh yeah. This is the golden age of unions.
Yeah. This definitely is. But
So yes, I would imagine that there is a union house, and there are journeyman construction people that you can perhaps talk to.
Not exactly sure how you would go about it, but I think that there's definitely avenues that we can follow to be able to speak to people who worked on this construction project.
yeah, and I mean,
Construction project finished.
as long as you go in there with a pro-union attitude, I think they'll be forthcoming with information. Unions are fairly new in this period of time, so
We could even hang out at bars that the construction.
hell, if you can find a union foreman and spend a little money at a speakeasy or something like that, then yeah, sure, you might be able to get them to open up.
All right. We'll think about that and how to do
I
it.
mean, Hulk, you have the charm, that sort of charm, so I would need
I'd fit right in. Yeah, I look kind of dirty and messy.
So,
speak well with them.
what are you guys going to do right now?
Well, I'm going to do my research,
Okay.
so I'm heading that way.
Professor Thompson, do you want some company? Because history and books are my thing too.
Sure.
I'll
Sure.
go with
If
you.
it doesn't bore you, that's fine.
Tommy, will you be okay without me for a wee while?
Sure. Just don't get into trouble.
Thompson, did you get my message? I'm gonna guess no, and that's what we're reading now.
Thompson, you're muted
I'll
there.
go to the library as well for some reason. Just to
Okay.
hang out.
Hawk, Henry, and William to the library. What about everybody else?
Local bar. I think we find some information on.
I thought I might go in search of a local history society.
Okay.
Although I'd probably have to go to the library with the others first to find something that would tell me where I could find a local history society.
Yellow pages.
Maybe on a message board. I'll have a look in the yellow pages. See if there's
Yeah,
anything in there.
There's the New York Historical Society has actually been around since like 1850, so it's a very prominent source of information. It's not hard to find.
Well, I'll waddle over there then.
What about Tommy? Mr. Tommy. Everyone else is going to the library, the Historical Society, and the bar. What about you?
Yeah, I'm kind of lost for direction. I'm not sure what, other than waiting until 11 o'clock to meet this guy. Like I have questions, but I don't really know where to pursue them.
Well, if you need me to go back over, so you have the addresses. You've got, let's see here. Really only.
When you say addresses, you mean the addresses to the corporations?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
The one in New York, so Manhattan.
Yeah.
And then the one in Lake Wench. You've got George Fulton, and then we've got Henry. Henry brought up last episode. I don't know if anyone remembers, but Henry brought up Baxter Law. The people that filed the Atlantic Sea Partners information, and then also has been the one sending letters to the Arcane Society, and you guys because he was on the listing of the Atlantic Sea Partners, and I remember someone saying, like, there's a connection here because George was following.
Yeah, I remember that, and I just sent you a message, but I guess I'll say it out here too.
Sure.
Yeah, while I was doing the research at the Hall of Records, I didn't find anything there. So while I'm doing the research on the property and the history, I'll also try to cross-reference some of the information with that there, if I can, and if they have information on that as well.
I don't know if you'd find anything about that law firm at the library. I mean,
I might be able to find some information on the history of Baxter Law, and that might point me into a particular direction as well.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. It's a stab in the dark.
Yeah. Fowler, who's a private investigator, would most likely know that the Baxter Law is a real thing. It's a real law firm. It's a big law firm.
That it is. I've dealt with them a few times.
They might be legitimate, but they might still have their hands in some, darker business too, like Wolfman Hart, perhaps.
Okay. So, Tommy, have I given you ample time to consider where you're going to go now?
You know what? I'm gonna go to the library. Might as well.
All right.
I'm gonna switch it up. So
we're gonna switch it up and go with the majority.
Is everybody coming to the library with me?
Remember how you said, "Don't come with me. It's boring," and everyone said, "Oh, I'm gonna come with you." That sounds great.
Right.
You're just so.
I'm not responsible if you guys are bored to
I'm
death.
going straight to the Historical Society.
I'm going
to be an iconoclast.
I'm going to go to Baxter Law.
Okay.
And hope that in the time that I walk there, I'll come up with an idea.
All right. You're going to walk to Baxter Law. All right. So we're going to start with the majority. And then we're gonna go to Felix, and then Tommy. We won't take very long. Trust me. All right. So, if everyone who's going to the library could do a library use roll.
All right, that is a 40 out of 70. And that's still not a hard roll, but 40 out of 70.
I did not make it, so I found the porn section.
Okay.
There's no such thing.
It's Greek art.
The art section. It's just naked statues and stuff, but
23 out of 60, so decent.
Okay. Fowler did such a good roll, he muted himself so that we couldn't hear it.
Sorry, I got a 14 out of 45. So.
Damn. Okay. Those are some pretty good rolls. So, you guys find basically nothing about the Historical Society as a building. It's just a building. I mean, there's history, but nothing like significant. It was maybe like once a tenement, then it became like a storefront, warehouse, and now the Arcane Society. What you guys do find of some interest is in reference to the Arcane Society. Kaus has actually written books. Books on the occult, books on artifacts, books on history. He seems like a very well-learned man.
Professor Thompson.
Interesting.
Professor Thompson, I just had an idea. Do you have the star, the silver star? Remember we found?
The Hebrew star.
Seal of Solomon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I wonder if this guy, Kaus, could help us understand a little bit more about that.
Could we look that up to see if we find anything in reference to that?
Finding something on the Seal of Solomon is not particularly difficult. It's used largely in Kabbalah, so it's not hard to find. But it's the same basic information that you've had. It's a protection ward. It is.
Yeah. Is this the exact Seal of Solomon, or is there any sort of maybe different glyphs or
no?
symbols?
Looks basically the exact same as the one that you find in a book. It's got a little ring written in Hebrew, and then you've got or Aramaic, and then you've got the seal, the complex 7-point star.
Okay.
And as we were doing the research with the whole sewage thing, and was it Staten Island? Is there anything historically of interest in those sites where maybe the work was done?
I mean, other than just the whole history of Staten Island, its sewers have been remarkably quiet.
What about the property itself, Guy's property? Is there any sort of folklore, maybe going back several hundred years?
To the building that the land that the Arcane Society is built on, you find nothing. It's just a building.
I wonder where Tommy's gone.
But we're gonna go over to Felix now. Felix,
Yes.
how you doing there, sport?
Oh, well, am I there yet?
No, you're not.
Oh.
You're crossing Central Avenue. Give me a spot hidden.
Ooh, 46 out of 68. That's a pass.
Okay. You're looking around. You're about to cross the street, so you look both ways. And coming up the sidewalk, you see a big crowd. Can I have you do an intellect roll, please?
Okay. That is also a pass.
In the crowd is someone you recognize, and at first you don't know why. But then something clicks, and you realize that that's the same man who was sitting in the front row during the Philadelphia show at the beginning of this whole thing. If you remember in the prologues, I said there was a man and there was a man sitting in the front row when you did your show, and he was clapping, and he was making direct eye contact with you. That's the same guy. And he is walking up the street.
Is he walking up the street towards me?
Yes.
In that case, just as I just as I get sort of a few feet away from him, I'm going to make eye contact with him and sort of nod and then say, "Sorry, do I know you from somewhere?"
And he kind of looks down the sidewalk that he was about to turn around, or not turn around, but turn around the corner. He looks down that way, and he looks back at you, and he kind of squints his eyes, and he just shakes his head, and he just keeps walking.
Oh, sorry, my mistake. And then I'll just wait a few moments, and then I'm going to start following him.
Okay.
Cautiously and at a distance.
So go ahead, and I want you to give me a stealth roll. We're going to compare it to his spot head.
Ooh, 34 out of 40.
So, and he failed. So you continue following him, and then you see. So he walks down to the end of the block, and then he crosses the street, and then he begins going back the exact same direction. This is the same direction you walk, just across the street, across the block.
Whereabouts are we? We're on Central Avenue.
Yeah, let's make up something. Let's not use Google and look up New York City. Wait for it to load. Click on maps, and then find Central Avenue, which is right there, and be angry that your internet's not picking up, and say that you are right near Bryant Park in Midtown, near Grand Central Station. Near Koreatown.
So does he, I mean, he looks like he's basically sort of wandering around.
No.
Like he's killing time?
He's not milling. He kind of was just like walking with the crowd, but then when he got to the end of the block, he crossed the street and is now kind of not running. He's hoofing it though, back down the block, just across the street. So he's going back the way you guys came, just across the street.
That's very suspicious. I'm definitely going to keep following him.
Okay. Give me another stealth.
15.
Okay. I was going to give you an advantage dice, or a bonus dice anyway, because you're in a crowded area. Okay. So, just do you cross the street, or do you just kind of follow him along your block? So you're kind of. I'm
going to follow him along on my side.
Okay. So you follow him, and you get back to where you were originally standing. Before you started following him, and you're at this intersection, and he's looking around, almost as if he's trying to find where someone went.
Well, I'll just light a cigarette and, facing the other way. I'll watch him in the reflection of a shop window.
Okay.
So that my back is to him, but I can still see him in the reflection. Sure.
What happens is that he looks around. He then kind of checks his watch. He looks frustrated. Then he goes north, and he stops at a payphone, which is just like a few, like 15 yards away. And he takes out some quarters, he puts it in, and he makes a call. You can see him; he's on the phone.
Is it possible to get within earshot, or would I definitely be seen if I did that?
I wouldn't say that you'd be definitely seen, but I would say we'd need to make a stealth check.
I've got disguise skill. Could I quickly disguise myself as an elderly Albanian woman?
I don't know what kind of equipment you have in order to do such. So we'll say no. We'll just say a stealth check.
I've got a scarf and a pair of glasses.
He snags a dress off of a mannequin at a shop nearby and
throws money at them. I'll pay you later.
He's got the sleight of hand. He does it without anybody noticing. He's a great shoplifter.
We'll say no to the Albanian woman, but we'll say yes to a stealth roll if you'd like.
Okay. Oh, it's another 15.
Okay, let's see how he does.
I think my dice are broken.
I'm going to give him a penalty because it's crowded. Okay, call that penalty. That penalty sucks. So, he's just focused. He's in the booth and he's focused. So you manage to like kind of get into a crowd and kind of walk by with your head down, hat low, collar up. And what you hear as you pass is very distinct German.
Which I don't speak.
Which you don't speak.
I do speak Yiddish though.
That I mean,
which I imagine would I'd pick up probably about 10% of it.
If only he were speaking Yiddish.
Yes.
Wouldn't that be just convenient?
Yeah, Yiddish is more sort of Eastern European than
more
German. It's got a little German influence in it, but not very
not that much.
Not enough. No.
Not enough. And so I imagine you kind of walked down and then kind of slipped into an alleyway. Kind of have him still in shot. But when he's done with his phone call, he just puts it on and he walks back down that same block you were following him on.
He's waiting for someone. Well, I was meant to be going to the records office, but no, I'll hang around, maybe sort of in just around the edge of the alleyway. Mm-hmm. Smoking loads of cigarettes until I either have a fit of emphysema or get bored or someone comes to beat him.
Okay. Well, he's walking. He's walking away. So are you going to follow him, or are you going to stay in the alleyway?
I'll follow him.
Okay. I'm not going to make you do a stealth roll. He doesn't walk too far. He walks to a subway stop, and then he kind of goes underground.
I'm going to continue following him.
Oh my God. Okay, so you're going to keep following him. So we'll jump back to the adventures of Felix, of the Jew following the Germans. We'll jump back to that.
I don't trust those guys. I think they could be bad news.
I feel like they may be up to something. I don't know what it is, but something in me, Felix Epstein, feels something towards these Germans. I can't put my finger on it. Let me ash this cigarette.
Bratwurst smuggling ring or something nefarious like that.
Something nefarious. They're planning Oktoberfest, but for the full year. All right, so you're going to do that. Let's go to Tommy now. Hi, Tommy. How are you?
I'm walking down the streets, taking in the sights of the city.
Well, it's a lot of just dreary buildings, people being angry, cars honking, and the smell of piss. So those are really the sights and sounds and smells of New York.
Magical.
I mean, it's no Philadelphia, but all right.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
I'm trying to get these locations fixed in my head, so I've got Google Maps out, and so the Fulton rebuilt the sewers in Staten Island, right?
Yes, and as you can see if you have your map out, Staten Island is south or southwest. It is a completely different portion of the city.
Right. And then can you just remind me, because I'm so the other lead that we're dealing with, the land, that's dealing where the Arcane Society is, where you said it was in the middle of Harlem, right?
Yes.
Okay, so they're really nowhere near each other at all.
They're nowhere near each other.
Yeah.
There's an entire bay separating them. But yes. So you have if you've got Google Maps open, you can see that Harlem also is like dead in the center of like North Manhattan.
Yeah, North Manhattan. It's just north of the Central Park.
Yep.
Could I tell just by the maps? Like I probably have a tourist map with me to get around town.
Sure.
Is there anything that jumps out at me as far as, like, is there anything, I don't know, geographically special about Harlem? Any major landmarks at that time, or?
Not particularly.
Okay.
Nothing that pertains to this.
Yeah. Okay.
How about I say that? There's tons of history in Harlem, but none of it pertaining to this.
What about one more? What about like the subway system? Is that around yet?
Oh yeah.
And is that like the sewer system? Would I know? If I don't know, that's fine. But would I know, like, sewer system would be level here and the subway system would be underneath of it, or vice versa?
You would know that the sewer is underneath the subway.
Underneath the subway. Okay.
Yes.
So it's fairly deep then, what we're talking.
I'm almost 110% certain, because I did my research on sewers when writing this, that when they built the subway system, they either used existing sewer tunnels or they built the sewers underneath.
Okay. I basically was just trying to put the pieces together to see if there's any connection, but it doesn't sound like there's anything really there.
Yes. If I am wrong, dear listeners, about the subway and the sewer, I don't give a fuck. Because I'm the keeper, and whatever I say is God. So
Mic drop.
Mic drop. Sewers are underneath the goddamn subway. Or not, I don't know. But they're both underground, so they're close to each other.
Yeah.
And I also know this for certain. You can access the sewer system through the subway. I mean, not through like the subway itself, but like in the tunnels, there are service tunnels that lead into the sewer.
Okay.
There's just a chat blowing up. Oh, look at that. Clifton Hawk. Yeah, I don't go fuck. So it doesn't pertain to the story. The story that leads us to Baxter Law. So You're standing outside of Baxter Law. It is a 3-story building. Lawyers, prosecutors, paralegals are kind of going in and out. There are several standing outside smoking cigarettes. This is like and you're a lawyer. This is like a real, legit law firm, and it's big enough to where you don't even need to make a roll. Clearly, they do corporate law, because how else would you be making tons and tons of money? You don't make tons of money in prosecution. You don't make tons of money in civil or defense. You make money in corporate.
Okay. I'm just going to hang around outside for a little while, just like you said, just taking in, like, see who's going in and out, like you said, if it's busy or not. And if nothing is, if it's boring just doing that, I'm actually going to try to go in and see if they have like a lobby or something.
Yeah, I'll say that after like 6 or 7 minutes of you standing there, you actually do see people like in like not what I would say common clothes. They're wearing suits. They're just not as expensive suits as the lawyers, but they go inside. So they may be clients, they may be, experts, they may be people from other firms. You see other people going in, and that prompts you as well to go inside because there's nothing really happening out. When you enter inside, there is a lobby. There's kind of offices all around on this first floor. There are stairs that lead up into a bullpen. You can kind of hear footsteps above you. A small booth to your left, you see that there is a receptionist. And she's greeting everybody, and as soon as she sees you, a new face, she goes, "Hi, may I help you?" And she kind of leans forward. She's about 25 years old, blonde.
Hello, my name is Tommy Anderson. I am a law student, and I'm doing just a little bit of research into Baxter Law so that when I graduate, I might be able to apply here at some point. Do you have any information as far as who Mr. Baxter is, or who the partners are, or?
Give me either a fast talk or a charm. You can pick one of the two.
Let's go with charm with a 15.
Oh, man.
I'm ugly.
That doesn't mean you can't be charming. What about that beautiful personality?
36. That's a fail.
All right. So she then kind of goes, I'm sorry, but unfortunately we're not accepting any applications right now. If you'd like, you can always send in a letter to Mr. Baxter.
Can William spend a magic point to make her fall in love with Tommy?
Wow, that was a pretty convincing voice.
Where'd that come from?
I don't know. Someone sounds a lot like William. He just kind of walks by and he goes, "Sorry, I'm talking about something else." All right. So, what would you like to? She's kind of just staring at you and says, Is there anything else I can do?"
His superpowers are beginning to manifest themselves.
Well, my brain's spinning trying to figure out how I could use a persuade roll because that's where I put all my points. But I don't want to.
I mean, maybe not so much a credit check. Maybe a persuader with a little.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just God.
Well, so I'll ask her. There's got to be. I would think you would have some sort of a general pamphlet or something, or a prospective clients. Like how to no.
She kind of shakes her head and says, "No, most people just talk directly with Mr. Baxter or one of the associate lawyers."
Is he the only partner?
Well, he's the head of the firm. We have some junior partners, but the only senior partner is Mr. Baxter. She kind of smiles, and you can tell that she's getting kind of, like, "Oh, you're still here."
All right, I will. Thank you for your time, and I'll head out.
Give me a luck roll. I don't want to see you go completely empty-handed.
Good hat in hand. No.
No?
12 points over. I'm not going to spend that much.
I don't know if you can spend luck points on a luck roll.
Oh, that's a good point. I didn't think of that.
Yeah. I'll give you 12 extra luck points.
Okay.
No. Let me see something.
William is sending happy thoughts. Could he make a luck roll for him?
I don't want everything you guys. I mean, let's see. Okay, we'll do this. I'll give it to you just because I love you.
Failures are part of the game. That's cool.
I know, but you need something. You need a little treat to keep going. All right. So as you're talking, a man, he's older, balding. He approaches and says, Patty, if you could, please, make sure that no one else comes upstairs looking to talk to me about anything involving the corporation formings. I'm done dealing with people wanting LLCs. If you can send them to one of the junior partners, I only deal with the experienced clients, if you understand. And she goes, yes, Mr. Baxter. And what are you wearing, Tommy?
Yeah, I have a suit, but it's kind of a cheap suit, and it's probably wrinkled, and I almost sleep in it at times.
All right. Give me a sec while I plug in my charger, because my computer about to die. Like I said, I'm in a good mood. I'm not this jovial, this happy-go-lucky. Okay. So he looks at you, and he goes, shit, son, you need a better suit.
Yes, sir, I do. I hope to earn one someday.
And he chuckles and says, how old are you?
22.
No, you're not one of our clients. You're a little too young, and you're, oh my God, Tom, you piece of shit. I don't give a fuck. So he then says, you're not a client. Your suit would be pressed if you were.
Yes, sir. I'm currently in law school right now.
That was going to be my second guess. And he gives you this smile, and his teeth are they're grayed. Like, I don't know if you understand. Like, they're grayed. Not the best oral hygiene. And he says, "Where are you?" My internet connection is teeth were not invented until 1954. That makes sense. I believe that. And he says, well, "And where's your? Where are you going to school there? Columbia?"
Miskatonic University.
Miskatonic. Well, you certainly dress the part of an Arcanite. Of an Arcanite. Arcanite? I don't know. What would be the proper termage for someone from Arkham?
I like that.
Arkham-ite? You're an Arkham-ite. Archimedean? Arkham-ite. We're going to say Arkham-ite. And he says, well, are you looking for work? Because we're definitely not hiring. And he kind of chuckles, and he kind of pats you on the shoulder, because you're poor.
Yeah, no, that's. I just stopped in. It was kind of a whim. I'm here in the city visiting, and I thought maybe someday I might be able to apply here and set a goal. And I wanted to see what my future might be like someday. Well,
if you work hard and you get a better suit, and he smiles again, you could probably be working with a firm like ours. You have a lot of experience in corporate law?
Yes, sir.
Yeah? And he kind of looks you up and down. And he says, well, it was nice meeting you. What was your name? And he holds out his hand.
Tommy, Mr. Anderson.
It's good to meet you, Thomas. And he doesn't say Tommy, he says Thomas. And he shakes your hand and says, Lucas Baxter.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time.
And he kind of gives you a smile and a nod, and then he walks out. And he walks completely out of the building. And the receptionist, Patty, she leans forward and says, is there anything else I can help you with?
No, thank you. You've been very helpful.
And she smiles and nods and says, have a nice day.
Thank you.
All right. So, we're going to go back to Felix because I'm imagining that all the rest of you kind of converge, but Felix is off doing his own thing. So, Felix, you ducked into the subway.
Yes.
All right. So this train runs north. He's waiting. He's gotten a ticket, or he's taken a token. He's paid for his way, and you can see him kind of walking down the steps into the actual terminal itself.
Okay, I'm going to quickly buy a ticket.
Okay.
I'm going to get whatever the New York equivalent is of a travel pass for the day, a one-day travel card.
They actually used like little poker like tokens. So they give you a token so that you can get through the turnstile. You walk down to the terminal. He's just kind of standing there. He's just waiting for the train along with a whole bunch of other people. There are pillars that kind of hold up the ceiling. So there are...
I'll be secreting myself behind one of those pillars in the manner of every single film set in New York where someone does this.
Kind of leaning up against... Yeah, you're kind of leaning up against it. All right. You wait for the train. Flies by. It stops. The doors open. People get on. He also gets on. Are you going to get on?
I'm going to stand by the door of the train with sort of one foot on the train. Sort of both in and out, in the doorway. If the doors close and he doesn't jump off, I'll jump on as the doors are closing.
All right, and he... Okay. So he stays on. Are you on a different car, or are you on the same car?
I'm on the car behind, the next car.
All right. So you're going to get on.
Yep.
All right. You step on. You can see him. He's standing there. He's standing with a whole group of people. He's got his hand up. He's just riding. You go 2 or 3 stops. And at the third stop, the doors open and he gets off. And he gets off with like a sea of people.
Okay, I will secrete myself in the crowd.
Okay.
And continue following him.
All right. The crowd is all moving one way. And as the crowd kind of rushes past you, you're kind of in the lingerers. You're actually the last person in this hallway. You see that you've lost him. So the hallway it goes forward and then it juts off, and that's where the exit's going to lead to. You can see there's a bathroom down the hallway, but they've left. So you're kind of looking around. He's gone.
That's unfortunate. I'll just hang back for a moment.
Okay.
just in case he's in the bathroom.
Right. Are you where are you positioned? Are you positioned in front of the bathroom? Are you just standing in the hallway?
Somewhere discreet where I won't be immediately spotted if he is in the bathroom and comes out.
Okay. Your view, you see the bathroom though. That's what you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see him kind of exit out. So you walk, and your head's turned to the bathroom. And as you come to that, you kind of around the corner. You can see the doors. You can see him standing there. He's looking right at you. And his hand is in his coat. And he's looking you right down. He spotted you on the train.
I'm going to move just slightly round the corner.
And he kind of steps out. See,
As I'm moving around the corner, I'm getting my knives out.
Okay. And he steps out, and I'm going to attempt a German accent. It's going to be bad. So, enjoy.
How you doing, mate? I'm here from Frankfurt. That's how
Canadian.
They speak,
That's Canadian.
Oh, have you ever been to Berlin?
I've been to...
It's Bonza, mate.
So now they're kind of like a mixture of Australian and Canadian. It's aces. All right.
Told you I'm not very good at accents.
and he says, "There's no need," because he sees you kind of reaching in. He says, "There's no need. Why are you following me?"
Because I recognize you from somewhere.
And he tilts his head down and says, "So you recognize me? So you know why we are here?"
I've got an idea.
Sure you have. And he kind of brings his hand out, and you can see that he's got the Luger. He says, "Put your hands up, and we'll walk into the bathroom, and we'll have a conversation. Just you and I."
I'm going to put my hand up, and in doing so, I'm going to make an underhand throw with the knife that I've just got out of my pocket.
Okay.
Aiming specifically at the hand in which he's holding the Luger.
All right. That is a very specific call shot. So I'm going to have you do your roll, and you're going to take disadvantage. You're going to take a penalty dice.
Okay. Well, the first roll is a 3.
That's pretty good roll.
Which is really annoying because there's a penalty dice to follow.
It's gonna be a 70.
41 out of a throw of 67. So it's just a standard.
It's just a standard. Well, we're gonna call it a surprise round because we're doing D&D logic here. Because that's keep the game moving nice and fast. So what was your intention?
Well, I'm just kind of raising as I'm putting my hands up like that. Hang on. I'll get back in shot so I can show you. As I'm putting my hands up like that, I'm with this hand holding the knife, I'm basically going to go like that and do a blue Raja.
Were you planning on disarming him?
Didn't think I'd be seeing you, so spoon. Yes. I'm trying to disarm him, but if I get him in the shoulder, well, that's the way it is, isn't it?
Well, we'll say he does a dodge roll, and we're going to give him a penalty. That's a 90. So let's see if you can make worse than that. You got a 1 on that. So, yep. All right, so we're going to take the 90. So you hit, and you hit him dead in the hand. He tries to jump back, but in pulling his hand out, it hits him directly right here in the hand. So what is the damage on it?
1d4 plus 2.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Go ahead and do that, but we're going to have it because you hit him in the hand.
Oh, it's a good job you did that as well, because I just got a 4.
Yeah.
As well.
You hit him in the hand and he dies.
Yeah, just critically injured him by just trying to disarm him. Yes, so that would be a 6. That would be a 3, which is still quite a lot of damage.
That's still a lot. We're gonna say you injured him. But he drops the gun, and he's holding his hand like this. He's trying to pry the knife out, which is his round. We'll say that's his round. What would you like to do?
I'm going to pick up the gun.
Okay. I want to compete for it because this is happening so quickly. You're gonna run forward. He's gonna spot you, and he's gonna try and kick the gun away.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, if that's the case, then I'm quite prepared to just kick the gun away from him if it comes down to it.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not going to use the gun. I just don't want him to have it.
Sure. So you kick the gun away. We'll say that's what happens. Because combat's basically over. He's got a knife in his hand.
I want that back, by the way.
And he kind of glares up at you, and he's kind of gritting his teeth. You can see he's still trying to pull it out. You got it wedged in there. You know the tendons. You're fucking David Blaine. You put the nail right through the middle of the hand.
Here, let me help.
We're not going to know. If you're going to do that, then he's definitely. How close are you? Let's ask that question. How close are you?
Well, I've kicked the knife away, so I'm just sort of standing a couple of feet away from him.
Okay.
But I've got another knife in my hand.
Okay.
So I pulled out the 3. I mean, they're throwing knives, so they're all flat and they come out together.
I want to do a roll really quick because we're gonna say the kicking was your turn.
Okay.
All right. He pulls the knife out, and now he's wielding a knife. And he just says, "Where is it?"
I kicked it over there.
And he kind of raises the knife to you, and he's kind of beginning to take a step, and he says, "So you know what I'm talking about."
Okay, I will raise my hands, both of which are holding knives.
And he laughs and says, "Do you think I care if I die?" And he just kind of gives you a smile.
Look, just who are you?
He then begins to take steps backward.
I mean, I saw you on my magic show in Philadelphia. I just thought you were an agent. Like a showbiz agent.
He continues to walk backwards.
Now you're pointing a gun at me and a knife. What the hell is this all about? What's going on here?
He then says...
He's trying to bluff his way out of it.
He then says in English, "Your ignorance will be your downfall, you dumb Jews." And he begins to book it.
Oh, no, you didn't. Oh, no, you didn't. You're not getting away with that.
All right, so he's running. He's running. He's
got my bloody knife.
He's got your bloody knife. It's literally a bloody knife.
I'm throwing another knife at his leg.
All right, go ahead.
I'm going to get arrested. I can feel it.
Yeah, I mean, The gun didn't go off, so that's good.
Yeah, I'm having that as well. If he's nicked my knife, I'm actually.
He left the gun. He's booking it, and he's.
I am. 3 again.
Okay.
Yowza.
Well, he got a 20. Yeah, he got a 26. So you got him. Go ahead and roll damage and roll full damage. You can.
Got a 4 again. 6.
Plus the one you. Okay. So you hit him right in the thigh. You miscalculated a little bit. Hit him right in the thigh, and he kind of yelps in pain and collapses. And when you threw the knife, you heard a train whiz by and stop, and you can hear the doors opening.
Oh Christ! Right. Okay. I'm gonna pick up the gun, put it in my pocket.
He's bleeding out. Like he's
right, walk towards him. I'm just gonna pull the knives out and leave.
Okay.
In fact, no. Actually, I'll tell you what. Better than that, I'm going to drag him into the bathroom.
There's blood everywhere. Okay.
Shit.
So you are. So as you begin dragging,
Right, well, look, all right. I'll work very, very quickly. Right. As I'm moving towards him, I will just scoop up the Luger and put that in my coat pocket.
Okay.
I'll move towards him. I will pull the knives out.
All right. You can hear people. They're walking. They're
okay. And quickly, possibly even using a sleight of hand roll, stick my hand inside his jacket and feel for a wallet.
Go ahead.
Okay. Come on. 46, which is a standard pass.
We're going to say that you feel stuff in there. The sleight of hand was not good enough because this is happening like that. You feel stuff in there, but people are coming down. You need to book it.
Yeah, I need to. Yeah, I'm more concerned with getting out of there.
Like he's in death throes right now. Like blood is seeping out of the. You hit him right in the artery. Like he's gushing. And you can see that he's kind of like trying to struggle to like crawl. But it's not really working for him.
Okay, I'm gonna clean the knives with my handkerchief. Discard my handkerchief in a bin.
Sure. I'm imagining you're walking as you do this.
Yep. Walking very quickly. Then I'll just secrete the knives away, try and tidy myself up, make sure there's no blood on me.
And what you hear is as you're like halfway down the hallway, you hear a woman's scream. You hear people like, "Oh my God!" People are freaking out. Up ahead, because there's stairways that lead up into the ticketing area. Up ahead, coming down the stairs, you see two guards, two policemen.
Okay, I'm going to put my hand up and say, "Quick! There's a man! He's been injured! Quick!"
I was going to say they're running so fast they run past you. They don't stop you. They have no idea what's happened.
I'm going to turn round and go back.
You're going to go back. Okay.
I'm just gonna go back and rubberneck like any normal person would.
You're okay. I don't think anyone would have stopped you, but you're now turning. You're like at the stairs, my man.
Oh, how far away am I from where it happened?
A ways.
Oh, right. Well, I mean, I thought when you said that they were running past me, I thought you meant it was like directly behind me or something.
No, you didn't like just round the corner. Like you were like.
Oh, right. Okay. No, right. I get you now. Right. Sorry. No, I'm not going back then. I was just trying to cover myself. If the body was right behind me, that was. I was just trying to make out that I'd discovered it, but.
I was going to say like you're walking and then these cops go. They're like, "Oh my God, what happened here?" And then you just like walk around the corner. You're like, "Oh my God, what happened here?" I was the only one in the hallway. I just came from here. This just. Yeah,
that's in which case I'm out of there. I'm going.
All right. So
I thought they'd kind of caught me. Then I was going to try and bluff my way out of it.
No, they were just like
caught me. I've got to wait. I'm getting out. I'm going.
Yep.
I'm gone.
And You get up, you get out, you kind of rush out of the entire station, but no one stopped you. It happens.
Inadvertently killed a German for no reason.
Yep. It was just a dead German guy.
Well, that guy was going to shoot me. I mean, he was going to take me into the bathroom and shoot me, obviously. So I had no choice. It was self-defense.
All right.
Your Honor.
So, and luckily there's no blood on you. You didn't like fire a shot and blood sprayed everywhere.
I can't stand the sight of blood.
Yeah. I mean, this happened so quickly that you didn't.
I'm just so glad there isn't any blood on me. I don't know what I'd do if there was blood on me.
So you begin walking. Where was a location that we're going to say you guys all agreed to meet up? We're going to say that before you guys all split your ways, you were all going to meet up someplace. Where would that have been? Hotel? Denny's? Maestro's. It's the New York Maestro's. It's not very
good. A meatball sub.
Order some meatball subs in Little Italy.
Yes.
All right.
Well, my plan then is that I will leave the subway station, and I mean, I've still got a reasonable amount of money from being paid by the Tuckers. So,
yep.
Hey, look, it's not the sort of thing I'd normally do, but I'm going to hail a cab.
Oh my God.
And get out of there
ASAP.
Quick, smart, pronto.
All right.
Split.
So we're going to say that you're the first one there. Like you never even got to your original destination. Like all this happened in the span of maybe 30 minutes. Because you walk down, you walk back up, you went into the subway.
I'm gonna get in the restaurant, and I mean, have I been there before? Do I know them?
You know the address, so
I know the address.
You don't know them personally, but you know the address. Like when they were like, "Here's the address we're going to," you know where to go.
Do you think? I mean, can I get away with asking them for a pot of the special coffee?
I don't know. This establishment seems pretty legit. I mean, you're in Little Italy, but it's not like no mob boss is sitting behind the curtain. You know.
I'll just have a black coffee then. I won't. I'll have a black coffee. I'll get a booth, and I'll just sort of surreptitiously top it up with my hip flask.
Sure, and you can see that as you kind of reach for your coffee,
I need a drink after that. Damn it.
Yeah. As you reach for your drink, you can see that there is actually some splotting of blood because you had to reach down and pull out.
Oh.
And that's not coming out without some club soda.
But where is the blood?
It's just right on the sleeve.
Oh, I'm just going to tuck my sleeve into my jacket so that I can't see it.
All right.
Even then, though, just the idea that it's there is really. I think I might have to go to the restroom and try and wash it out because I will. I'll just go to the restroom, making sure there's no one about. I'll just try and wash it out. If anyone asks, I cut myself shaving, but I just can't. I can't stand the idea of that blood being there. I don't want to see it, and just like the idea that it might be on my sleeve next to my skin is making me feel sick. To be honest, so I'm just going to go and I'm going to wash it off.
Well,
take a good gulp of a big gulp of my coffee, and then just go to the bathroom and do all that.
Well, it's a single bathroom, so you lock that, and you're in there for the better part of an hour. You're trying to get dried blood out of a white shirt with running water. So
and soap.
And it's difficult to get
and
blood out of white anything.
If it comes to it, I'm that desperate. I'll scrub it with a urinal cake.
It comes out, but it's not without serious work, and it's just a little bit, just little splotches. But
yeah, I know, but it's blood. It's blood.
If you're trying to get this like white back to where it's originally supposed to be,
no, I'm just trying to get it so that I just don't notice the blood.
Yeah, so it's going to be a little bit.
I don't mind a stain. A stain. I haven't got an objection to stains.
Okay.
I have a deep-rooted objection to the presence of blood, and I don't want blood near me or on me. So yeah, I'll stay in there as long as I need to make sure there's no blood.
So, all right,
And
okay.
I'll check the rest of myself, my other Stephen.
You're fine. So it'll take you not an hour if you're just trying to get the blood out, not get the stain out. Not too long, but you're in there for a longer than you taking a shit, going piss. So you're in there for a while. You come out. You order. The next people to come in are because of just geographically where you guys are. Hawk, Fowler, Thompson, and William.
I'll just nod when I see them.
Yeah, how do you look?
I look quite pale. I look like Casper. Oh no, hang on. There's a copyright issue there. I look like Gascoigne, the personable spectre.
Okay.
That famous animated ghost.
I had the most boring day. I hope yours
Non-copyright
wasn't as boring as ours was.
I wouldn't call it boring. No.
Yeah, there's no news on our front either.
I didn't manage to get where I was going. Something came up.
And that's when Tommy walks in.
I talked to Felix exactly. What exactly happened?
I had an altercation with someone.
Oh. Well, looks like you came out of it okay. How you doing, Tommy?
I'm good. Look what I got. And I open my suit jacket, and I've got a nice white T-shirt on that says "I Heart New York."
Yeah.
You heart New York?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I don't know. It's in all the vendors outside. I just picked one up. It's a tourist thing.
He's in love with New York. He's a Yorkophile.
Is it supposed to be an apple?
Apple New York.
New York, isn't it? The city of apples.
Well, it's just the one big one.
And notice too that it's very
City of big apples.
It's like a blood red color, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom again.
And Felix goes to the bathroom again.
Jeez, how long has Felix been here? He hasn't touched his food yet.
All right.
All right.
Because it's
big hit from my hip flask when I get in there.
Because it's because of the time. We're gonna say that you guys catch everybody up on what's happened. You all know whatever happened on all your ends. It's about 3 o'clock. What's next?
It's about what?
3 o'clock. It's been a three or four. I'm gonna say you spent like 3 or 4 hours doing whatever you were doing. Tommy was walking through the city. You guys were 4 hours just looking through books. Felix spent an hour and then showed up here and spent 3 hours here just like freaking out.
Let's spend the next 7 hours just sitting here doing absolutely nothing until we go to the bridge tonight.
Would anyone like some special coffee and urinal cakes?
We can just say that we jump to 11. We can just do that.
Okay.
I can't think of
I'm gonna smoke a pack of smokes.
That's
Let's do
fine.
All of them. One
What's
after
that
the
smell?
other.
It smells like your own
But-
cake.
Trembling hands.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna jump to 11. Everyone
Sorry,
okay?
actually, Thomas.
Yes, sir.
Given that I have, I don't know if I've murdered a man. I don't know if he's dead. But given,
I mean, he wasn't doing well when you left
yeah,
him.
I mean, given that he's probably dead or dying, and the police ran past me, and there were people coming all over the place, and given the whole stress of the situation, I'm going to elect to take a point of sanity loss
That is
because I think that has it's shaken me. You know, actually, I'm going to take 2 points of sanity loss for that.
that's totally fine with me.
I think that's an emotionally shocking event.
I would say that it's an emotionally shocking event
Especially
too.
for a man who's afraid of blood.
Blood, yeah.
You know, one of those points of sanity, I think, is for just having blood on me.
So, completely understand. I'm sure
So
that
I'm just going to be very, very quiet for the duration of our period in this restaurant.
Okay. So you guys spend
Drinking loads of coffee.
You guys spend 7 or 8 hours, depending on what time I actually decide it is, on just sitting here in Maestro's, and then you go to the bridge. So, the bridge. It's about 11:15.
Oh, well, we've missed it then.
You got held up in traffic.
Wait, we had 7 hours. How did we not plan this better?
Fowler's a terrible driver.
No, I ain't.
He just says that.
I a good driver.
But getting beneath the Williamsburg Bridge is actually rather difficult. There's a sidewalk and streets, but directly underneath the bridge is kind of a very small patch of wooded area that hits the coast. You can actually, I don't know if it's still there, but you can see it on the Google Maps if you were to look. But it's just a very small little patch, just a few trees. It's not like a forest, but it's a small wooded area. There's no path down to it, so you're going to have to walk down there under the bridge. Who is the first one down?
I just remind everybody to be careful of the troll.
You have to answer 3 questions, remember.
You got to pay the toll troll.
You got to pay the troll toll to get into that boy's hole.
Hopefully it's not one of those kissing trolls.
Yeah.
Mr. Fowler, you're good with a gun. Do you want to go first?
No. Oh, yeah, Mr. Fowler can go first.
I'm not going first. But I'm good with the gun, so.
I'll go first.
Okay.
With my gun.
As you are walking down, Hawkins, you're the first one down, and subsequent people as you walk down with him, you can see kind of in this wooded area is a man, the silhouette of a person. He is completely shrouded in darkness. The waves from the East River are kind of like spraying up at you. It's not easy getting down here. It's very difficult. It's sloped terrain. You're going to have to kind of make your way there. But you know it's a man because he's smoking a cigarette.
So I can see the lit end of his cigarette.
Yeah, as he you can see his shape, and then he takes a drag, and you just see the little pinprick of orange. And right as you hit right as you come under the shadow, because the moonlight is cast down, as you come underneath the shadow of the bridge, you hear a voice. I can't do it. I wish I could. That's very low, and it doesn't sound normal. And he says, "That's close enough."
I'm not alone.
He can see everybody with you, kind of behind you.
I'm going to while we're doing all this, I'm going to be looking at this black card that we received earlier. See if there's any sort of changes that come over it.
No, just a black card as you pass under the bridge. Just a black card. Now that you're in the shadow, it's like you can barely see it.
No, I mean, but I'll occasionally look down during this interaction,
Okay.
see if there's any sort of change.
And I'm gonna just hold up the black card like that.
And you see him take one final drag of his cigarette, and you're at such a distance you can barely make out any features, and he just flicks it, and he goes, "Turn around."
Why?
So that you won't be able to see me.
All right. All right, so I turn around.
I follow Hulk's lead.
This is where he shoots us all in the back, and it's the end.
Oh, I wish I'd bought a pair of those glasses with the mirrors in the side that they had in the magic shop.
Everyone else turning around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll turn
Yeah,
I'm
I'll
kind of
turn
bracing
around
myself at the
slowly.
same time.
All right. And you just hear him say, "What do you want? And what are you willing to provide?"
What do you have? And what does it cost?
I can get you anything that you want, so long as you can give me something of subsequent value.
Well, for now, we need information.
I can give you information.
Just don't know what to ask you. We're trying to find somebody, and we have reason to believe that they were kidnapped by a cult.
And you hear him. You just since you can't see him, you just hear the clicking of a lighter. And he says, "Lots of people get kidnapped by cults. It's a more widespread problem than you." But
This was a woman named Tally Darby.
and you kind of hear a noise from him. It's just kind of a groan. It's a noise. It is a reaction.
Can you tell us where we can find her?
I'm sorry, but I don't give out client information.
So you can't provide us with anything that we asked for.
Not unless you have something that you could give me.
Well, what would that cost?
Yes, so that's supposed to see that.
He then says, "I don't need money. I want something that's valuable that I can then turn around and give to another person. Whether that be an object or information. I don't need money."
Well, what do you want?
"What do you have?" And you can hear just kind of a hint of irritation.
I'm gonna light a cigarette because I think this conversation's probably gonna go on for a bit.
We have this very special and magical boomerang.
Doesn't sound like something I'd be particularly interested in.
Hey, you throw it away, it keeps coming back to you.
If you don't have anything that I can use.
What about the star? Is the star any use here?
Do you say that out loud?
Yeah, I say it to the professor.
"What star?" You can hear piqued interest.
The question is, how valuable am I thinking this star is to myself as an occult object?
You don't even need to make a roll. It's not particularly of any value. It's just a circle of brass with something etched into it.
So,
Give him the star.
but my grandmother gave me this.
Let's see it.
So I'll look at all of you sort of with my head down, kind of like disappointed, and then I'll pull it out of my pocket, and I'm like, here, it's probably not worth much to you anyway. You don't
Throw it behind you. Don't
So
turn.
I place it on. I'm not going to throw it on the ground. Throw it to him, but I'll bend down. I'll place it on the ground and I'll slide it back as delicately as I can.
And you can hear him kind of shuffle, and you hear him pluck it up and then take a step back, and you kind of hear him kind of, making some noise to himself. You hear a scratch, and he goes, "Worthless," and he chucks it back towards you guys. In fact, Tommy, you can kind of feel it kind of hit the back of your shoe.
Careful with that.
I'll bend down and pick up.
You said that Tally is a client of yours. Huh?
Never said that.
No, he says that he's not going to give us the information because he doesn't want to betray his client's information without a
Does
price.
that mean that she's a client?
It means that
It means the cult members are clients.
The abductor, yeah.
Tommy, when you pick up the Solomon seal, you can see that there is a very long gash through it, like he was testing the metal.
Okay.
But not with a knife. It's something slightly bigger than a knife.
Okay. If the professor's near me, I'll hand it to him.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thompson, you can see that like it's been kind of basically cut right down the middle. It says, "Gentlemen, I've got other places to be tonight. If you don't have anything to give me, then our business is done."
Are you here every night?
I'm here every night, and I will be for a while. Why?
Well, we might have to get something to give you.
He then, you can hear him chuck a cigarette and then light another one. And he says, "Let me ask, who are you with? If you're going to be clients of mine, I ought to know what you're going to be doing with whatever it is you're going to be doing."
Hmm.
Well, isn't that privileged information? We're not yet clients of yours, so
Yeah,
You're here.
we might
I
consider telling you that if we get something in return.
He then chuckles and says, "I'm the one with all the cards, not you."
We want
I
some of the cards.
I've got loads.
It's a joke.
And he then says, "Just know this, if you tell me anything. It really isn't good business to share information about clients to people who want to hurt my clients."
We just want to get the woman and her lover.
And he then says, "Timothy." He takes a drag.
We're concerned for their safety, that's all. We don't want to harm them. Quite the opposite.
"Oh, I think I know what you're trying to do. I understand. Question is, who do you work for? Do you work for yourselves? Do you work for someone? Maybe." And he takes another drag, and he says, "Maybe the Arcane Society?"
You can speculate all you want, but
I don't need to really speculate
why ask?
because I want to hear it from the horse's mouth.
Dexter?
Well, when we have horses, perhaps we can have it speak to you.
I think you do. Poor Dexter.
Just teasing you, Dexter. Sorry.
He then says, Dexter Fowler?
Yes, I'm Dex. Yes, that's the name.
And you hear a light chuckle, and he goes, and I 100% know who you are.
You want to be on his show?
Oh,
We can
really?
arrange that.
I'd rather keep my identity and my information as private as possible. I can tell you.
I'm really tempted to spin around and shine my light on him. I'm not going to, but I'm tempted.
You can. You can do anything you want.
The thing is, if we did turn around and actually identify him, it's just some bloke.
He's the
Probably.
German guy from the subway.
Oh, shit.
Well, since you seem to know who we are, does that make any difference?
He takes a drag, and he says, it makes a difference. Follow the money, or lack thereof.
Follow the money or lack thereof.
Does it sound like he's trying to conceal his own natural voice?
No, this sounds like his voice.
Oh wait, is this Batman?
Yep, it's Batman. It's Bruce Wayne.
It's Bruce Wayne, millionaire.
Can I use my batarang?
Yeah, use your battering on him. And it says, that's what I'll give you for free. Hawk.
What did you give me for free?
Follow the money. Or lack thereof.
Well, why don't we just tell him that we're working? He seems to be trying to help us in a rather weird way. Why don't we say we're trying to get? Well, he knows we're trying to get Tally and Timothy, but we're working for the Arcane Society, and just feed him all of that.
He told us he knows we're working for the Arcane Society. He knows Dexter Fowler, and he knows me, obviously. So,
Well, he knows all of you. If you're all on Fowler's show,
gentlemen, I'm not sure this fellow knows much. I think this was a waste of time.
and you hear a chuckle.
We keep following one person telling us to go talk to somebody else, to talk to somebody else, to follow the money, to talk to. This is a wild goose chase, I think, we're on.
And he says,
just go hunt these people down in a conventional manner.
and he then says, that's fine. Or maybe come back with something of actual worth rather than your words. I don't deal for free.
And you don't deal for money.
No. And if you're with the Arcane Society and you've come to find me, then maybe you can guess what I deal in.
Yeah, and if we have any artifacts, we're not giving them to you.
Suit yourself.
I just start to climb back up.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll follow.
What about you four?
Yes, I'm going to follow them.
I'll follow.
William, Tommy.
I don't know. I kind of want to tie my lace and go like that. And
That's what I was thinking too.
I can see a face coming on Jeff.
I'll do it. I'll do it. If you won't, William, I will.
I'll do it. I'll turn round.
And he takes a drag, and what you see are, you don't really see his facial features. But what you do see is, like, from the dimness, you see his eyes, and they're all sorts of fucked up. The iris is, like, bloomed. And he then throws the cigarette away and says, ballsy. And he chuckles.
William, actually.
Follow the money. If you
You said that
understand.
like Donald Trump.
I'll do my Donald Trump impression. It's pretty good. Follow the money. Melania. Melania, follow the money. Get in here, wipe my ass.
Okay, he's obviously looking for artifacts, and that's it. Yeah.
Did you say that to him?
No, I'm kind of just out of game. You know, just
Okay.
you know. Can I can I do anything mystical here to do a bit of mind manipulation or something?
I don't know. Can you? I don't think you can.
Well, just a thought. Okay, Tommy, this guy's this, as we say in another part of the world, a warmer. Let's go.
All right.
Unless you've got a question for him.
No, we might be back here tomorrow night, so I don't want to say too much.
Okay.
I'll see you later, big eyes.
And you can just hear him chuckle.
Okay, head out. Head away.
All right. What now? Back in Fowler's car.
Well, back to sleep, I suppose.
Yeah, that was a waste of time.
11 o'clock. It's past 11.
Why didn't you offer him the book?
I didn't
We're
have
not-
the book with me.
First of all, we're not going to give him any of our artifacts.
We're not?
Hey, it's not strictly speaking our artifact, is it? I mean, you know, technically we stole that from.
You're still
someone's
talking
house.
about giving the man a priceless artifact so that
That doesn't belong to
something
us.
that we don't even know if it's true or not. Just like, yeah, go to Staten Island, you'll find him there. Meanwhile, he has the priceless artifact, and we have nothing. So that's not a fair deal.
I think let's just we give him some kind of artifact.
Tommy, give me an intro, please.
$52 is a pass.
There you go.
Okay. So I will mention to everybody that he might be referring to the fact that the Arcane Society is out of money. And maybe that's important for the Atlantic Sea partners.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, follow the money or the lack of.
United.
So, do we sell them an item to give them their money back?
Well, we don't have access to any of their items at this point. We do have the book in our possession, but we could try a double cross. I mean, are we really putting the value of that book over the lives of Tally and Timothy?
Yes, but if here's the thing. if what's in the book is true, and if it is a dangerous artifact, and by his own admission, his reputation is about giving items to others who, you know, have the price to pay for it. I'm not comfortable with handing off something that's potentially dangerous to somebody like this.
Yeah, but you're talking about, well, you're talking about handing off a priceless, dangerous artifact to somebody who's just going to give you some info that you don't know whether it's true or not. He could be a liar. There's nothing that says that he tells the truth.
Well, that's what I mean. We could set it up as a deal. Like, you know, all right, we'll tell you where to get the book, and we'll give you the key to the locker. You know, there should be some way that we could figure out how to.
I don't know. I don't think he's stupid either. He's holding all the cards, so he's not.
Okay, so we're all right. So we're not going to deal with him at all then.
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense at this point. Unless we can find out some information that he might be able to use. He said he deals in information. Information for information. That seems like a fair trade.
Well, he did give us the one clue, so maybe we can follow that up, and if it leads someplace, I don't know. Maybe we trust him more. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not sure that I'd ever trust him. Just because somebody tells the truth once doesn't mean that they're going to tell the truth the second time. I don't know. I'm not even sure what follow the money or lack thereof means. We know where the money went. It's called the Depression.
Do we know that, Thomas? Do we know why their money? Did you already go over that?
I mean, yeah, they've got because of the Depression. There's no one can donate money to keep the Arcane Society afloat. Like, it's not like you gotta, to be a member, you donate. It's not like a corporate thing. They're not selling T-shirts out on the street.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. I think you mentioned too the fact that, like, they've got this big office front, and
yeah, but definitely what Jeff stated earlier, lack thereof may implicate they don't have money, and who would that be of interest to? What would that be referring to?
The Fulton?
well, it's confusing because they were given the golden goose egg. I mean, they were offered it, and yet they turned it away. I don't get that.
Maybe that's what we have to investigate.
Well, it's because what's his name? Well, I assume it's because what's his name that we met the other night was not willing to give up the property because he wants to stay there.
But why? Why is that building so important to him that he would jeopardize the entire existence of the Arcane Society, the New York Arcane Society?
Well, it makes no sense unless he's just sentimental.
No, there has to be a bigger reason.
Well, then we'll have to see if we can find it. But you guys didn't find anything in the records or in the blueprints or in the. There's nothing underneath the building. We'll see what happens. I don't know.
Who knows?
Klaus knows what the property is worth. Maybe it's worth much more than that, 10 times that. I don't know.
I think the German guy had all the answers.
That's right.
Let's see if we can find him and talk to him. Oh, wait.
Well, we'll call it there.
We could. William could.
That's right. William could talk to the German guy if we go back to Tally's.
That's right.
Summon his spirit.
We could just do that.
That might work, actually.
Well, we're going to call it there because what I've got next is going to take a little while. So.
Okay. Our players included Mick Swan, Jeff Wilkins, Corey Heisted, Ken Trench, Wayne Worthy, and myself, with Thomas McKean as the keeper of the secrets. We're currently producing 4 shows a week with music and sound effects added in post-production in order to create a richer listener experience. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes. If you'd like to become a patron, visit our Patreon account. Just $1 or $2 a month helps us a lot. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch that bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments. We love reading them. This is Tom Rayleigh, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck and good gaming.